Hi guys, it is I, Jake Spy, and welcome back to another live stream. So this time we have another Q&A for my birthday, and yeah, um, so if you don't remember, last time I had my two nieces on, Kylie and Savannah. This time it's just me because they left. So, do you like no? So, no, I am more of a women guy. Um, but thanks for asking, Epion. I'm gonna put all my blankets back there. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know. That's my default question. Fair enough. Yeah, the problem with my camera is sometimes it's too far back, and other times it's too close. So, yeah, this is the best you're gonna get. Oh my God, I am now sweating profusely after that last stream. But yeah, um, my birthday was a little under a month ago on the 27th. Nice, nice. Happy late birthday. Um, but yeah, today is my birthday. April 25th is my birthday. Um, I am now 17. Um, and yeah. Um, and yeah, this is probably the first time you'll ever see like live stream you see plenty of live streams from me, but it's not often. Like I used to do a lot of them when I pretty much just gave up making trailers for a little. Um, but then after like 10 live streams, I was just like, you know what, I guess I'll go back to making trailers for a full week. There was this one full week where I did like I think it was like 3 trailers a day for an entire week. I cannot do that anymore because I just don't have the patience or mindset to actually do that many a day. So yeah, now you're lucky to even see me do one a day. Um, I might do one tomorrow or sometime this week. Outside of today, of course, because I had to make Goldar versus Starscream. But I think the next one will definitely be Negan versus Billy Butcher, since I kind of like that matchup and also the music I chose for it. Perfect for the characters. So, yeah. And it's the first time I can actually say that the music I chose actually fits the characters. Like, like my Carrie versus 11 trailer, that one has good music that actually fits the characters for the most part. But in this case, I feel like it fits more for the characters since honestly, honestly, Papa Roach is just one of those bands that I feel like should be used more in Death Metal trailers. Like most of my favorite type of music is stuff like Breaking Benjamin, Skillet, 3 Days Grace, Disturbed, stuff like that. I like some of the hard stuff. I have made a couple. I just made one for Shadow versus Virgil a couple days ago. I'm assuming you forgot the ago part. But yeah, yeah, Shadow versus Virgil seems okay. It ain't the best for both, but honestly, it sounds alright. Um, but honestly, when it comes to the two characters, Shadow should stick with someone like Zero, because that's still his best matchup, and Virgil has like two other really good matchups that, no, three that I actually like. Gokai Blue from Super Sentai. Um, there is AK Joe Gibkin, something like that. Eric Myers from Power Rangers, because honestly, when you have Daniel Salvatore, what can you do about that other than like it? And then finally, there is Satsuki from Akame ga Kill. I think that's her name. Don't quote me on that. Well, you can, but yeah, that's definitely his best. Um, and Shadow should really only fight Zero. A rematch with Mewtwo just seems like a waste, and honestly, I'd rather have them do a DBX on rather than an actual death battle. But if they really had to bring Shadow back for a fourth round, I don't like any of Virgil's options than Kai and Shadow. Who's Kai? KY. I don't know who that is. Um, I feel like Shadow just seems like a pretty mid opponent for Virgil. Like if I had to make a Virgil from Devil May Cry 2, oh, Guilty Gear, then I would definitely not know who that is. Like the only Guilty Gear matchup that I like is Decker from Power Rangers versus, crap, I don't remember the name. I think it started with a K. That's all I remember. But yeah, I like that Guilty Gear matchup, but most other Guilty Gear matchups are pretty freaking mid. Um, but then again, that is just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. I will 100% allow it, because as long as no one's fighting in my comments, I'm perfectly fine with everyone having an opinion. It's okay. Your opinion can be extremely wrong. Fair enough. Fair enough point. I'm not offended by that. Because that's like one sentence I'm just like, you know what? I'm not offended by that. I don't like you can have bias. It's just don't shove it down the throats of others. Milia Rage is my PFP, and she is the best Guilty Gear character. She looks cool, I guess. Um, she looks kind of cool, from what I could tell from your profile picture. Um, yeah. Um, it's whatever to me. If you don't care, you don't care. Yeah. Um, yeah. Guilty Gear is one of those, like, when it comes to fighting games, I'm more of a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter guy. Maybe Tekken and Killer Instinct a little bit. Most of the time, it's just Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Those are like the two. Marvel vs. Capcom, I guess, is fine too, and same with Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. But outside of those, I don't really much care for fighting games. Like Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, most of those are just to me. Like they aren't terrible. Like there's no such thing as a terrible franchise, to me at least. Like usually when it's a franchise I don't like, it's usually not the franchise itself I don't like. It's usually the fandom. Like that's like the only bad thing about Sonic is the fandom. Everything else I absolutely adore, and it's my sixth favorite franchise of all time. So yeah, these are my like seven favorite franchises. For me, my seven favorite franchises come down to Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Mortal Kombat. All those seem cool. Um, Marvel, Star Wars, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Twisted Metal. Those are the seven. Those are my seven favorite franchises. I guess if you really want to, you can count YouTube in as well, but still. So you say I like Guilty Gear, Marvel vs. Capcom, King of Fighters, and Street Fighter. All of those are pretty decent. I just it's just when it comes to matchups, I have no opinion. Um, However, King of Fighters does have one matchup I absolutely love, but that's just because I made it myself, and that is Rio from King of Fighters versus Chan Li from Bakugan. Basically, the connections is um, knockoff versions of Ryu and Chun Li that are very obvious on what they're knocking off, and only have a different color variation, and that's it. So Rio wears orange instead of white, and he doesn't wear a headband. And Chanley wears maroon or red, depending on what dependent on dependent on what you want to call it, rather than blue for Chun Li. Yeah, those are really the main connections, and most of the other connections all basically are the same. But the only reason why I made that matchup in the first place is because, first of all, I needed more variety. So because first of all, I needed more variety, and second of all, I needed to do more I needed to do more fighting games and anime. Because fighting games, I've really only done Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Those are like the two I constantly do in terms of fighting games. Mostly Mortal Kombat. I didn't really get many Street Fighter matchups until very recently. And Bakugan is one of those very underrated animes, in my opinion. And I always and then the other Bakugan matchup I actually made was um, Dan Kuso versus Ash Ketchum. I absolutely love that matchup. I just don't think it's ever going to happen due to the fact that both of them have better matchups. Um, and yeah, like both of them definitely do have better matchups, but personally, it's probably my preferred alt for both. But yeah, got any more questions? Go write them down. I had to check something. Oh, sorry. Let me pick up my phone real quick. Anyways, but yeah, I have two fans going off at the same time. Um, but yeah, you can basically ask me anything as long as it's not about anything personal. When it comes to opinions, I have very different opinions from everyone else. From most people I know, at least. Um, but yeah. Alright, I'm just waiting for some questions. Because that's the weird thing about these Q&As that I do. I rarely actually get questions that people want to be answered. It's more just me basically, and it's basically just me talking most of the time. Um, but yeah, Epion, you should be lucky you weren't here earlier when it came to my last Q&A live, because my God, that was chaotic. And half the time, I was either getting kicked in the face by I was either getting kicked in the face by one of my nieces, or being taunted by both of them, or having like constant noise in my ears because of the two. Um, yeah, like you can ask me like, what's one of my favorite what's my favorite matchup or something like that. Excuse me. You know what? I think I'll do another Q&A tomorrow. Um, Whoever's still watching this, I will see you tomorrow. Um, Jake's bye.